So it's 5:30 in the middle of winter, and I'm just waiting for the sunrise so I can get this video started. It's so cold. It rises at 6:30. It's 5:30 right now. If you don't know what these are for, I will explain later. It's worth waiting to watch. Trust me. Look how nice that is. Okay, so we successfully made it down the beach before the sunrise. Hell yeah. It's all right now, it's rising pretty slowly, but as soon as it hits the horizon, it just goes in like 15 minutes. It's ridiculous. So before the sun rises, I'm just gonna show you the first thing, the first necessity that you should have whenever you're filming the sunrise or the sun, just to be safe, or just anything, because it's honestly, it's really helpful, it's cheap, it's protective. It's one of these. It's a UV filter. I know most DSLRs nowadays come with a UV filter built in, but I'd just be safe. I'd just have an extra one just so when you're filming the sun directly, it doesn't just completely burn the sensor or just destroy the camera. You don't need it, but it's a great thing to have. They said it was gonna raise at 6:34. It is now 6:33. You see that? That's a sign. It's rising. For this tip, I'm gonna be using this. There's things that you can put on the front of the cameras called ND filters, and basically they act like a sunglass for the front of the camera. So when you're shooting long exposure or shooting something really bright, it just darkens it a bit so the lighting will be good. And now I don't have an ND filter. I had a spare set of sunglasses. It's a really cheap way of doing it. You literally just tape it to the top of the camera. That's what I do. I only tape it lightly so I can still focus and zoom and everything. But if you just tape it to the top of the camera, look at that. You can see it perfectly. With, without. With, without. People spend like $50, $75 on ND filters, and you can just use this and it will work just as good. Okay, so I'm gonna try and bang through them a little quicker because that is risen fully now, and we gotta get this done before it finishes rising. So if you're wondering why I have these, let me show you. You might have seen these photos on Instagram or anywhere online because they've gone viral. You put the camera in the plastic bottle and you get some really insane reflections of the sunrise and just everything. So I'm gonna show you right now. I've just cut two sides of this plastic bottle. It's just a small one. I've got a big one over there that I'm gonna show you with, and you'll see how that's gonna work, right? So these are some photos that I just took with this. Okay, so before I get carried away taking photos with this, because it's awesome, let me just elaborate on this tip first, and that is to just not take generic like landscape photos of the sunrise, because that is always horribly boring. Instead, what you want to do is you might just want to instead use a plastic bottle, utilize some of the reflections off the water because the reflections are really good. Shoot through objects, like I'll just cut to a few shots now that are a lot more interesting because they're not just generic like photos of just the sunrise. They've got character to them. They're like more interesting because they've got other things in the shot rather than just the sunrise, because it's been done so many times. So you just want to make yours a little more interesting by just utilizing your surroundings and just putting them in the photo as well. Maybe some people, maybe your friends, your family, just to add some character and some story behind the photo, because photo of a sunrise, it's just a photo of a sunrise. But a photo of a sunrise with two people in it, that's got a story, or with animals, or with whatever. It's got a story. So I'm just gonna go into the last tip right now because the sun's getting very high, and that is exposure layering. Now, if you don't know what exposure layering is, it's where you take two photos that are different exposures. One's a really high exposure, and the other photo is low exposure. So you get all like the sky and all the really bright parts, they're perfectly exposed, and the ground is pretty much black. But then in editing, you can fix that. So I'm gonna just show you how to fix that really quick in editing, and then I'm gonna sign off the vlog. So let's get into this exposure layering. So right now I've just got these two photos of a chain with the sunrise in the background. Now, I'll just bring them over into Photoshop for you so you can see them. I've got this photo here, which is, it's got the chain in it, but as you can see, the sky is completely white. It's completely blown out because the exposure is so high. So I'm gonna bring the other one into Photoshop as well, so you can see the difference pretty drastically, the difference between these two photos. And what you want to do is you want to click the masking tool, and it's really simple. You just want to mask along the horizon. Just get it perfect. Now what you want to do is you just want to mask around that till that's completely enclosed, and then just click mask. It'll mask that, and as you can see, the photo below with the perfectly exposed foreground, that's come into view now. So then it looks a tiny bit wonky like that. So what I usually do, I just go into feathering and then feather that up a little bit to make it a bit, you know, make it a little more faded along the horizon so you can't really tell it's been edited. And that's pretty much how you do it. So guys, that is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you gained some value out of this. It's 8:05 now. I've pretty much finished the video and the day has pretty much just started. What more do you need to get up at sunrise? And please don't forget to subscribe and give this video a like if you liked it, if you like my stuff. I hope to see you in the next video. I'll catch you later. Peace. See you next week. Peace.